You ever look up at a jet airplane 30,000 feet in the air and wonder, how the heck did they build that thing? I mean, it's a flying steel tube held together with rivets and hope, right? Well, not exactly. Today we're going behind the scenes at a real-deal airplane factory to see how those massive hunks of metal and wire actually get off the ground. We're talking thousands of parts, millions of man-hours, and a level of engineering that would make your head spin faster than a jet turbine. Every airplane, even the supersonic ones, starts with a simple line on a piece of paper. Well, maybe not so simple. These days it's all high-tech computer programs and algorithms. But the idea is the same. Engineers, those with slide rules in their pockets and equations in their eyeballs, use these programs to design every curve, every strut, and every rivet on the plane. They're calculating lift and drag, thrust and weight, making sure this thing is gonna fly, not just plummet. And it's not just about getting off the ground. These engineers are obsessed with efficiency. Every ounce of fuel, every degree of angle, it all matters when you're talking about something this big and complex. Before a single piece of metal gets cut, these designs are put to the test, virtually, in a computer simulation. They're subjected to hurricane-force winds, sub-zero temperatures, and bird strikes that would make a goose think twice. And if the design passes muster in the digital world, it's time to head to the wind tunnel. Alright, so we got our design, it's been poked, prodded, and virtually wind-tested. Now, it's time to build this bird. We're talking about taking raw materials, sheets of aluminum and carbon fiber, and turning them into a recognizable airplane. The fuselage, that's the main body of the plane, starts as giant rolls of metal, almost like you'd find at a paper mill, but a whole lot tougher. These get cut, shaped, and bent into panels, following those precise measurements from the engineers. Giant robotic arms, the kind that could crush a car like a soda can, work alongside skilled workers, welding and riveting those panels together. You're talking about thousands of rivets, each one perfectly placed to create the skin of the plane. It's a symphony of sparks and clanging metal, a delicate dance between man and machine. These guys and gals are artists with welding torches and rivet guns, ensuring every seam is airtight, every joint is strong enough to withstand the incredible stress of flight. Alright, we got a body, now we need a heart. And in the world of airplanes, the heart is a jet engine. These things are marvels of engineering with more moving parts than a Swiss watch and the power of, well, a jet engine. We're talking about sucking in air, compressing it, mixing it with fuel, and igniting it to create thrust. Sounds simple, right? Trust me, it's not. Each engine is built in a clean room, cleaner than a hospital operating room, because even a speck of dust can cause problems. Skilled technicians wearing magnifying glasses that would make Sherlock Holmes jealous assemble these engines with painstaking precision. They're fitting together turbines, compressors, and combustion chambers, all spinning at thousands of revolutions per minute. These engines are put through the ringer, subjected to extreme temperatures, simulated bird strikes, and enough vibration to shake your teeth loose. So we got a body, we got an engine, now we need a brain. And in an airplane, the brain is the cockpit. This is where the pilots work their magic, using a dizzying array of dials, screens, and buttons to control this flying machine. The cockpit is a marvel of modern technology, packed with more computing power than your average spaceship. We're talking about autopilot systems that can fly the plane for you, weather radar that can see storms 100 miles away, and navigation systems that could find a needle in a haystack if the haystack were flying at 600 miles per hour. Electricians spend countless hours running miles of wire, connecting every sensor, every screen, and every switch. It's like untangling the world's biggest ball of Christmas lights, except if you get one wire crossed, the consequences are a little more serious than a blown fuse. These technicians are also responsible for calibrating all the instruments, making sure they're accurate to within a fraction of a degree or a pound of pressure. It's a job that requires a steady hand, a sharp eye, and a whole lot of patience. Alright folks, we're in the home stretch. We got all our pieces, now it's just a matter of putting them together. Easy, right? Well, not so fast. The final assembly line is where the plane really starts to take shape. The wings, with their intricate flaps and ailerons, are carefully attached to the fuselage. The tail section, complete with its rudder and elevators, is hoisted into place. And then there's the landing gear, those massive tires and hydraulics that have to handle the impact of landing 100 tons of metal at high speed. It's a carefully choreographed ballet of cranes, forklifts, and skilled workers, all moving in sync to assemble this giant jigsaw puzzle. Seats, overhead bins, lavatories, even those little air vents that never seem to blow cold air, they all have to be fitted into place. By the time they're done, that jumble of parts has transformed into a sleek, gleaming airplane ready to take to the skies. You'd think after all that, after the designing, the building, the wiring, that they'd just roll this bird out onto the runway and say, "Good luck!" But nope, not even close. Before any airplane is cleared for takeoff, it goes through more tests than a lab rat. First up, the stress test. They literally push, pull, and bend the plane to its limits, making sure it can handle the stresses of flight. They simulate turbulence, extreme temperatures, and even lightning strikes, because you never know what Mother Nature might throw at you up there. Test pilots, those brave souls with nerves of steel, take the plane through its paces on the ground, checking the brakes, the steering, and making sure everything works as it should. And if the plane passes all those tests, it's time for the moment of truth, the first flight. The engines roar to life, the plane races down the runway, and then, slowly, gracefully, it lifts off the ground. And there you have it, folks. The incredible journey of how a jet airplane goes from a blueprint to a soaring testament to human ingenuity. Next time you're looking out the window of a plane, take a moment to appreciate the thousands of people, the countless hours of work, and the sheer brilliance that goes into getting you off the ground and to your destination safely. And just like that, a brand new jet is ready to soar. Would you love to fly in one of these? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes videos.